Pisces, the energies that came out in your pre-shuffle were Strength reverse from the Oracle deck. That's probably a better view of it there. Page of Cups and Ace of Cups. Okay, lots of love energy here. The message that came out when I did the intuitive writing from these cards was focusing on truly nourishing yourself in the right way, just not really in the way that culture or maybe social media is telling you is the best way to take care of yourself, especially if you tried it in the past and you keep kind of relapsing, or it's not something you can be consistent with, then that's not your path, right? So it's really asking you to explore new ways of nourishing yourself and follow your own path. So nourish and follow your own path were keywords that came out in this intuitive message. The other key phrase that came out was law of attraction. So what the message was is that you're going to be loving yourself, and when you love yourself, that love is going to emanate from you. You'll be glowing with love, and that's going to be attracting more love to you. Whether you feel that you need more love in your life, you're desiring more friendships, a new partner, whatever it may be, all of us could use more love in our lives. So this is really focused on drawing more love towards you as well. I won't read this entire message out loud to you now, but I will post it at the end of the video. You can pause at that portion of the video and take time to read it for yourself if you like. Now we'll get into the tarot spread. I just need a couple cards for Pisces. Okay. Ooh. Devil came out sideways. We'll put this as your first card here. We've got the Two of Swords in reverse. This card wants to come. We've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, Temperance just flipped over, so we're taking her. One more card for you. It's this one, Death. Card of Transformation. That's a great card. Okay, right out of the gate, I'm connecting this Death card with what's going on over here. This need to follow your own path and nourish yourself and draw new love into your life. Okay, let's start up here with the Devil. Okay, so the Devil here in this upright position here is telling me you may be in sort of possibly some financial difficulties, or there's an energy around you that is struggling with financial difficulties. We've got the Three of Wands here as well. Yep. This is probably someone that you, maybe there was recently a parting ways. Possibly it could be a result of a job loss, or you've recently left a job because it was not a good environment, toxic environment, and now you're not exactly sure what to do. It could be financial struggles out of a relationship that's broken up. Maybe it's expensive to kind of get your own place or divide things up. If it's something as major as a divorce, certainly that's expensive. There's some sort of expense here that is causing some sort of burden and struggle here, and it has to do with a separation, a parting ways of some type. That's what I see there for sure. Any other clarification on the Devil card? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, clarifying this information so you're not feeling financially independent. Tower was also shown in reverse. Yeah, it came out, I mean, this is behind you. This is in the past, but it was definitely a parting ways. For some of you, it was a really major breakup or event. that resulted in this financial struggle. You may have already been kind of overcommitted in the spending department, maybe overspending, spending more than you were earning, and then this splitting, this breakup of whatever kind of parting ways that this was really revealed that, you weren't standing on your own 2 feet very well financially. Maybe you were leaning on whatever this partnership was. A job, obviously, that's why we work. But maybe there was no savings, or maybe if it was a romantic partnership, that person was helping you out. That person may have been helping you overspend, though. I mean, there could be some overspending here. And then having a major life transition really kind of broke that open as a major focus for you, a major struggle, a major issue. So no wonder you have strength in reverse here and this need to love and nourish yourself. Because you've really been struggling, very hard times. This is all in the past. This is past energy. If this doesn't resonate with you directly, like I said, it could be an energy, somebody that's in your life that maybe you're listening to them talk about this quite frequently. Like you're their sounding board and it's happening so often, it's almost like in your psyche now. But for most of you, this has happened to you. There was some sort of parting of ways that created some sort of financial hardship. It was in the past. It could have been far in the past. As far as maybe even 3 to 9 months or 3 to 9 years ago. I know that's a big range, but I'm not really a numerology numbers person, but that's what I'm seeing there. Okay, let's look at some of the other cards in this spread here. We have the Two of Swords in reverse, and this is in your area of relationships. Wow, this is kind of connecting, right? Seven of Swords, clarifying this Two of Swords energy. So for many of you, this was some sort of relationship where you weren't given a choice, actually. That's what I'm seeing here about the Two of Swords in reverse. You were not given a choice about this partnership splitting. It could have been, like I said, you were let go of a job. It could have been you were put in a position where you felt you had no choice but to leave. So that's the only kind of scenario where the choice was yours, but it wasn't really a choice. Like it would have been just so toxic and so horrible for you to stay that you were really forced, by circumstances to get out of that situation. So that would be like a forced choice sort of scenario. But really it was not a happy parting ways. There was, I'd say, a lot of trickery and deception in this partnership, whatever type of partnership it was. There's that Page of Swords in reverse, definitely. Someone very childish and sneaky. Yeah, this was not a good parting ways. This has done some damage to you emotionally. I think that this felt very much like a betrayal for you. And not necessarily that you had, say for an example of like a work situation, it's not that you had, close partner relationships, friendships with these individuals, but it can still feel like a betrayal, really. Like whatever the breaking apart was, whoever was the impetus for breaking it, because I see this as a singular person who was really responsible for most of this havoc that's been wreaked on you. And this person really did not go about anything in a way that had any element of kindness or compassion towards you. It's almost like they were strategic in cutting your throat. Like there's definitely hostility. And that's part of the betrayal or the hard feelings. Almost like there's some remnant, not trauma, but kind of emotional difficulties, anxiety, resentment, feeling like you're having a difficult time moving past this season, especially if it was recent. I'm getting the number 9 again. 9 years, 9 months. Okay, let's look at what's going on here. What's the intentional action you need to take about this situation here? The moon. So we have temperance here, which is, kind of seeking balance, okay? But we've also got the moon here. 2 major arcana in the actions that you need to take, which is interesting because these are kind of slow, hidden actions, temperance and the moon. Wheel of Fortune. Look at all these major arcana here, clarifying this. Okay. So temperance to the moon to the Wheel of Fortune. I think the intentional action that's needing to happen here is very much related to the pre-shuffle reading. Not often do these connect so well, but let's just hear me out here. Look at these 2 cups here, and you have 2 cups in the pre-shuffle reading. Temperance is usually about bringing balance and harmony in your life. I think the intentional action that you take is almost like making your life so much better than it was when you left this relationship. Like that's almost your revenge, right? Like this big comeback. This person involved here was so nasty and so, they were lying. They were probably manipulating the situation to work against you, just really making things difficult for you for a very, very long time. And they certainly were keeping things hidden from you and wanted to make this as difficult on you as possible. Like, I feel like they were just really using you. So I don't think that they believe that you're going to be able to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, so to speak, and make a comeback. But that's exactly what your action is making this comeback. And it starts with really working from the inside out, because we have the Temperance card. She's got the chakras shown here, this alignment, really working on yourself, your spirit internally. That's kind of coming back to here, finding what nourishes you. Don't pay attention to all of the things that are out there. Find the thing that nourishes you. Maybe the thing that's nourishing you is, spending a lot of time understanding tarot, learning tarot, doing self-reflection through tarot. You're watching this video, so that's just an idea that's come here. It can be used for growth and spiritual and personal and emotional development. Doing a lot of shadow work, things like that. But it's starting with an internal glow up. The moon card is just really kind of like saying, you don't need to tell everyone about this. You don't need to be, speaking to this person especially about what you're doing or what your plans are. It actually might benefit you to keep it to yourself for a while and really just kind of work on yourself quietly in the background. The Wheel of Fortune is also here, working in your favor. So this is really working out for you in a fantastic way. Now these Page and Ace of Cups over here, these are fantastic new love energy, as we already talked about before. So this is really just confirming you're bringing that law of attraction into real life through your actions on, working on yourself inside out, like I said. Moving on to this next part here, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is an area, this is very much tied back to what's happening over here, kind of working on yourself from the inside out. There's just an energy here of maybe a little bit of I don't want to say self-deception, but just like what you've needed to do to take care of yourself and heal and come as far as you've come since this major event has been to kind of keep a narrow focus, right? Not focus too much on kind of the difficult things. You're not ready to look at those things yet. You know what I mean? And I think this is telling you that you will at some point get ready to look at some of those mental blocks, those difficult things. The things that that allowed you to keep yourself in this situation. If this is a partnership, like outside of a work, sort of one-to-one person relationship of some time, potentially a romantic relationship, you know, what's underlying that drew you to that person, and conversely, more importantly, drew that person to you, right? Because it's very, very possible that in some situations, this person, something about you, this person felt that you were going to be easy to take advantage of. And what is it about you that when you're working on yourself from the inside out that you need to look at and address to make sure that that's not happening again, right? It's not to look at difficult things and, you know, beat yourself up, because there really is nothing wrong with you. But there may be tendencies that draw kind of icky energies towards you. And we'll just clean those up a little bit. Just kind of maybe set some more firm boundaries, maybe, or, you know, I do think it's about loving yourself and setting boundaries. Loving yourself is setting boundaries in many, many cases. Almost all cases. Some sort of boundary setting needs to happen with other people, with things in your life, materialistic things. Setting boundaries with yourself on spending boundaries with yourself on overeating, setting boundaries with others on, you know, taking advantage of you. Is there any clarification on this Ace of Swords? I feel like all the cards want to come out for the Ace of Swords. Oh, we've got Two of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands behind the Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah. Definitely confirming everything that I've already said. How you're overcoming these blocks in this area. This is kind of your mental thought process area. These are taking actions to make choices that benefit you. And, you know, stepping out of your comfort zone, definitely stepping out of your comfort zone to try new things for yourself. That's going to be an important part of, you know, breaking this open for yourself. Okay, so we have transformation as, you know, what you really need here. This is kind of your card. Normally, if I had more space in the center of the deck, this would be your card. And it's what you need to feel fulfilled, and you need to feel transformed out of this situation. Certainly, why wouldn't you? Yeah, letting go of any of the anxiety that's come out of this circumstance. That is definitely what your heart, soul, mind needs. Okay, we've got things coming out onto the floor. You need happiness. The sun. That's absolutely, that's what you need. Yeah. Do we have any advice? Any final advice for Pisces with this reading? New love. Here we go. Page of Cups again. Okay, so that's, I can't even say more. That's just, if that's not confirming everything that's come in this reading, I don't know what is. So I'm just going to leave that here. Thank you for joining, Pisces.